And Davon Sears would be the other guy that you have brought up. Uh, Not as many eye-popping stats, but again, I don't know if he's playing inside or outside with 15 tackles this past season and a sack.
Yeah, he's an inside guy. I think he's probably the biggest target. They've got a couple other ones that could potentially hit the portal, but this one's one right now that they have. And yeah, I mean, you always kind of wonder. This was always my, I guess maybe concern is not the right word, but the intrigue when you've got kids like this that go from a relatively small school like Texas State, outside of the Power Five, and then come to a Power Five school. But he's got great. Oklahoma's in the mix with Penn State and Tennessee, so I think when you're battling against some of those guys, then you will you'll take it. So I think he's a guy he's actually on campus today for his official visit to Oklahoma, and I think he'll be making his decision soon. So you have to you like Oklahoma's chances here, hopefully, and specifically with him maybe getting the last interview, so to speak, with coming into Oklahoma for his official visit today.
I don't remember at what point here in the last few years, but it's been fairly recently that the allowed uh, number of staff on a college football staff was increased by one. It's been just in the last couple of years because now that we've got the transfer portal, there's obviously with all these analysts and assistants involved, uh, a lot of breaking down of tape and probably talking to friends in the coaching industry and other places that aren't necessarily in play for that particular player, but can provide some insight. And because you know at certain positions, not that it says everything, but if a running back gained 1,500 yards in the group of five or caught 75 passes, then you can take a flyer and certainly devote some time to watching the tape and following up. But in terms of searching and finding somebody who had 15 tackles from a defensive line position, he could be a tremendous player just
Mhm.
because of double teams and because of the nature of the position. The stats aren't going to tell us hardly anything there. So obviously they've got a great lead on Davon Sears. And as you mentioned, when Tennessee and Penn State are also in the mix, then obviously this guy's got some talent.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. And I think the tackles throughout the year, and this is no surprise with how good of a coach Todd Bates is, but the defensive tackles for Oklahoma actually got better as the season went on. Jeffrey Johnson was really, really good in that bowl game against Florida State. You've seen Isaiah Coe play a lot better. Jordan Kelly had played a lot better. So with the prospect of them getting better, you want to be able to supplement those guys with some guys that have a little bit more experience and have some more playmaking ability to have that depth that you like to have at that defensive line position.